I see you trying so hard to fix yourself, to be better in some way or different in some way, to get rid of these bad habits and destructive patterns and the things that you don't like about yourself that you have decided make you less than worthy, that make you unlovable, that make you problematic or difficult or too much or not enough, or somehow too much and not enough all at the same time. And I can see the way that your self-development work turns into another way to just judge yourself and covertly fix yourself rather than learning how to lean into an experience of wholeness. And I get it. I do the same. I think it's very human. I teach this work. I've been doing this work intimately on my own for over a decade. I've been studying meditation and mindfulness and hello, Mochi, compassion since I was in my teens. I was like 18, and I still get stuck in these patterns because I think that they are deeply human, and I don't know that they're ever going to go away. We're never going to be perfect because being human means being imperfect. So what do we do when we're constantly upset or frustrated or disappointed by some part of ourselves? The medicine here is learning how to feel and experience the part of us that is too much, the part of us that is afraid or anxious or neurotic or problematic in some way, and create space for it, accept it, because these parts are not going anywhere. The part of you that gets scared is never going away. And honestly, that's what's under most dysfunctional or problematic or frustrating behavior anyways. It's some version of fear. When you bring it all the way down, when you get all the way down to the root, there's almost always some kind of fear or old wound that is stirring up this behavior, and it's not going to go away. And the more you are at war with this part of yourself, pushing on it, pulling on it, trying to change it, wanting to fix it, make it be different, right? The more we fuss at and criticize and punish ourselves for being human, the more messily human we become, because these parts of us have to start holding on tighter and fighting back harder to remain in your psyche, to remain a part of you. And so they fight harder for the wheel because they are afraid that if they let you run the show, you're gonna kill them and get rid of them completely. And really, what these parts of you need is your attention. It doesn't actually want to be in charge of your life. You don't need to get rid of fear or shame or jealousy or ugliness or whatever it is about you that you think needs to be fixed or cut away from you. What it needs is, it needs you to love it. It needs you to make it feel safe so that it can calm down and stop acting out and stop behaving in ways that are problematic. And it seems counterintuitive to embrace your anger or to embrace your fear or to embrace your jealousy or your shame or your insecurity. You're like, why on earth would I do that? I don't want more of that. I want less of it. Like, no, thank you. I'm not doing that. But what happens time and time again, I see it in myself, I see it in my clients, it is without fail, when you accept these more difficult pieces of yourself and create room for them to breathe, and you create a relationship with them, you learn about them, you understand them, you start to get to know what triggers them and what calms them down, you start to have more control. These parts of you are no longer just blindly leading the way. Instead, you get to be like the mother, and all of these other little parts of you are like your children that act out, and then you can recognize like, oh, they need a snack. Oh, they need a nap. Oh, they just need to be hugged and held and reminded that they're safe. And the more that you do this, the calmer your whole system becomes when you start to notice that you're having a human experience. And so how do we do that? Like logically, realistically, how do we do this? It starts in the body by just letting yourself recognize, okay, I'm feeling anxious right now. I'm feeling whatever, angry right now. I'm feeling left out right now. I'm feeling embarrassed right now. I'm feeling what? And what does that feel like in your body? And it's starting to take it out of your head and out of all the stories that you're creating and all the meaning that you're adding to your experience, right? Oh, well, because I'm feeling this, that means I'm not good enough. It means no one wants me. It means blah, 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 right? Or because I'm experiencing this, now this is going to happen, and then that's going to happen, and then that's going to happen, and I'm going to be all alone. Right? We either create stories on top of stories on top of stories as soon as we recognize a feeling, or we make that feeling mean something and we start to internalize and shut down on ourselves. But if we can just recognize, okay, I'm having a feeling, and get out of the mind and into the body, like, and when I'm having this feeling, when I feel embarrassed, it makes my throat close up and I want to wrap up around my heart. I stop breathing. I stop speaking. When I feel embarrassed, this is what it feels like in my body. For a lot of my clients, when they're anxious, their throat gets tight, their heart races, and their stomachs feel a little like nauseous or sick. So you might start to notice what physical sensations are tied to your emotions. And then you can just allow that feeling in your body, like, okay, I'm gonna allow myself to feel closed up. This is shame and embarrassment, or this is anxiety and fear, and it's okay that I'm experiencing this. What do I need as I experience this? What will allow me to feel safe again so that I can open back up and step back into the fullness of who I really am? And it's radically different from the what's wrong with me and how do I fix it, what's wrong with me and how do I fix it, what's wrong with me and how do I fix it loop that we usually go to when we're judging a part of ourselves. And so all of the meditations here on this channel are meant to help you drop into your body and start to shift your experiences, to help you create a new relationship, not just with your emotions, but with your body and with who you are as a person in the process. So I hope that you will go try out whatever one calls to you and start taking care of yourself and connecting with yourself and loving yourself instead of punishing, criticizing, shaming, fixing, judging yourself. Sending you so much love.